So guys, we're back here. You see these faces? It's all about football. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subscribe. Zabla Show is a show to be. Follow football here. We discuss football, we talk about football. And this morning, guys, I'm having great men. Men who know about football. Men who can discuss football. Men who played football. Joe, you played football.
Big time.
Sule, from Sudan. Legend of his time. Let's discuss football. But first of all, let's discuss Sule. He's a big guy. He's doing good.
Thank you, brothers.
And he can talk about football. But tonight, this morning we're talking about Africa. We Africans. And matters football concerns us.
Yeah.
Africa lost its players to Europe.
The talent.
Playing in the World Cup.
In
Pure talent
every way.
went to Europe to play World Cup. Africa has not won a medal or a trophy in the World Cup. But we had African players
Not yet.
winning medals and trophies for their countries out of Africa. What's wrong with Africa? Sule, talk to me.
Honestly, we have a lot of talents. Correct.
Yeah.
We have a lot of players playing outside the continent. Correct. But we cannot deny we have a problem. And there's a reason for the players to leave the continent and come play against the continent. Sadly, it's correct. Okay? Followed by a lot of issues, corruptions, followed by poverty, followed by better opportunities. But we cannot be bitter about the players who go find their refuge. Okay?
Yeah.
So we wish them all the good luck. And it's sad that in fact they can't play against us. But also, that's not the end of the story. There's a way to support Africa. And we can use that talents for Africa to be a good continent for football, and we have real chance to win the World Cup. But that one, I don't want to go too much. I will tell you, in my theory, maybe you disagree or agree with me or Joe.
If you said you have to win the World Cup, and yet we release all our players to Europe, getting back to Joe, you saw the African Cup of Nations, the players who play there. Let me call Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Mohamed Elneny. We had Riyad Mahrez. These are big names.
Yeah.
Why are they not delivering for their countries?
For me, I think we've had. Okay, can I go way back?
Yes,
Way back,
go
I can
all the way.
All the way. I have Riyad Mahrez. Why isn't he performing from Algeria, right?
Yeah.
Like from Algeria, we've taken people like Zizou,
Zinedine Zidane.
the greatest of all times for me,
All the respect.
big time. Why didn't he play for Algeria? We've taken Mbappe, his mother from Algeria.
Father from Cameroon.
And these players are way too good, but they're playing for France, playing for Spain. We've seen Nico, we've seen Nico Williams, Iñaki Williams. We've seen some good players playing for those big countries, and not Africa. Yeah, they are African, because if you combine Iñaki Williams, Nico Williams, Ghana would be great, for sure would be great. But they got something that we never offered back at home, which is I don't know, they played very well. They did very good. They can win trophies. They can win matches. And back at home, we don't offer those because they've been suppressed, they've been taken by other countries simply because some countries like Spain, France, England been taking those players and giving them refuge and giving them the
Opportunities.
in
Talking about talent. Sorry for cutting you short. Talking about talent. Do you think Africa compared to Europe, who's got better talent? Because
Any day Africa.
Last year, we also Peru say like Africans players combined together, they can win a trophy. Do you think Jose Mourinho stands to the truth that Africa, if they bring their players back, they can win the trophy back to the World Cup?
Yes, I believe in that, but only one way. You can call me crazy if you want, but it's possible. Yes, we saw in this World Cup, okay, so many African players playing for Europe, for Asia, playing for North America, okay, Canada, America. You saw all these African players showing their talents, but in order to bring that talent back, I'm not bitter. If they go to Canada, they go to Belgium, they play, for them is good for them. But the trick is, I don't want to be a bitter because there's a way. My way, not necessarily everybody agree with me, but look at me. I'm saying, for example, Nigeria. If you Google right now, the players who play outside Nigeria at this year, 2023, more than 900 players.
Yeah.
Ghana, more than 700 players. Senegal, more than 600 players. Okay? So those are three examples I just took. Okay? So if you look at the Nigerian, Ghanaian, and Senegalese team, they take maximum of 26 players. Still, you left with those hundreds of players. So, in order to improve Africa, I wanna propose as wild as possible, but I wanna propose this: all these extra players, you cannot use them in your national team. They can go back to the other African countries. Let's distribute them.
Yes.
Give them citizenship. Let them play. Let the African competition become the most competitive and the strongest.
I got your point, but from Africa, we have our own tournament in the name of African Cup of Nations.
Correct.
Right? So, from this tournament, we get our best players to play this tournament. But still, we can't get our best players to play this tournament in the name of corruption. You have talent. I got a big name in the name of Riyad Mahrez, Sadio Mane, Michael Olunga. They're playing there in the tournament. I need to get these guys to come play there. Yet these guys, because those are bringing them in this tournament, we cannot blend because of the playing time. You know, so we have our own tournament of which we need to showcase our talent. We can lift ourselves up to the big stage of the World Cup. But still, in this tournament, we're having conflicts against ourselves. In the name of, I got you, you know you, I know you. Who is going to play for who? Is it corruption affecting African football?
Correct. Because it's not how well you play. It's who do you know, right? And that one will not take us anywhere. We have to bypass that by all means. Okay? In order to do that, we have to select the correct players for the national teams. And if you have excess players, I'm sorry, I'm going back to that one, because if some country has excess player like Nigeria, give it to Djibouti, what's the problem? They're representing Africa, right?
Yeah.
They make the tournament stronger, and then they might have the chance to win the whole World Cup, because right now I know some countries they don't have enough players, and they cannot represent. But if you look at Europe, why Europe has so many teams in a World Cup? Because they're showing up, right?
Yeah, my example is simple.
Yeah.
Because I get your point, but I'm getting back to you. I have a couple of players from Africa playing for the European countries.
Yeah.
Let me show the names. N'Golo Kante, Kylian Mbappe. We have these big names playing there. If I give you the challenge, like bring these African players back and dismantle the European team, I want to put my African team. We're playing against Europe, Africa against Europe. What could be a first 11 against Europe?
Yeah, you know, for me, I feel like, sorry, I'll go from 0 to 100, but I feel we have a lot of players that are doing really good.
Yeah.
Say Mendy is a goalkeeper, right back Hakimi, blah blah blah. You know,
It's not because we don't fight Europe. They respect our talent. Yeah, Toure, a very good example.
Excellent.
He was dismantled by Pep Guardiola. And at his last interview, he cast his show. He said like, this time round, Pep Guardiola will never win a Champions League. We took it right. Since the last time we said those words, he's never
I'm
won a
sorry,
Champions League.
I'm laughing. Not it's funny, but I like your point though.
Yeah,
Continue.
because Pep Guardiola didn't respect Yaya Toure, despite the fact that Yaya Toure had an impact on the team, both in Barcelona. He brought the same force in Man City. He left Pep Guardiola in Barcelona. He came back to Man City. He found him there, but still, he stood his point like, I don't deserve this player. Instead of Yaya Toure, he played someplace different in the name of being white. Europe again dropped Africa. Do you think it's because of our color we out of the race, or out of contexted, or because in Africa I believe you have talent? DJ Drogba under Mourinho, he believed in Africans. Africans delivered. DJ Drogba delivered for him. Michael Essien, Obi Miguel, they delivered. Africa is a big brand and we keep pushing for Africa. So my simple question for you, Sule, is like, when we form our African team against the European team, we call back all the lost names who went back to Europe in Europe countries. Africa, are you sure you can lift the trophy as well in the World Cup?
My brother, I'm going to tell you exactly what Yaya Toure said. Yaya Toure said, if I were white, I would have won several Ballon d'Or. Correct or not?
Right.
And he's right. I agree with him. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Africa is not like shy of winning the World Cup, because they can lift the trophy any day. For example, France team playing back-to-back World Cup finals. Okay?
Yeah.
50-50. One won, one lost. With pure African talent. So, if that talent is in Africa, so what is it preventing? Yes, all these players, they're not going to go back to one country and represent that country. But overall, it's still Africa.
You might have a talent, but it's not delivering. But a collective talent will deliver.
Correct.
Talking about Africa. It's high time Africa will achieve something. Next World Cup, guys, we're going to USA, we're going to Canada, and it's going to be big. We need to deliver, guys. Let's fight for Africa. Let's fight for our continent. We have players.
Where?
We have players. We have bright talent, guys.
Okay.
We need to fight for it.
Okay.
This is our show, guys. We talk about football, but don't miss out tonight. We're talking about the big weekend. It's going down, guys. Catch us up at 10 p.m., guys. 10 p.m.
Tonight.
Follow us with my same new host, Lukaku, Sule. We're going down. Talk about football. It's my 10 p.m. But don't forget to subscribe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. subscribe. Zabulolo Show.